So if you're in business today, you're probably caught in this constant tug of war, right? On one side, you've got this absolute need for your applications to perform perfectly. But on the other, there's this relentless pressure to keep costs down. And, this gets incredibly tough as your IT environment sprawls across data centers and multiple clouds. So how do you actually win this tug of war? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
All right, let's kick things off with the problem that I bet almost every organization is facing, even if they can't quite see its full impact yet. We're talking about the hidden costs of managing today's complex hybrid cloud world.
Let me just throw a number out there that should really get your attention. 30%. When executives are asked to estimate how much of their cloud spend is just wasted, the number that comes back is a staggering 30%. A third of the budget, just gone. But the real story here isn't just about the money.
You see, that 30% isn't just an accounting issue. It's really a symptom of a much deeper operational problem. Sticking with the old ways of managing resources, being manual, reactive, and working in silos, it creates this constant drag on the business that goes way beyond the cloud bill.
So what are these real costs? Well, we're talking about app performance glitches that just frustrate your customers. And let's be honest, hurt your revenue. We mean those endless war rooms that pull your absolute best engineers into firefighting drills because nobody has a clear, full-stack view of what's going on. It's the ever-increasing cost that comes from over-provisioning resources just in case. And it's that constant struggle to prove you're in compliance in such a dynamic environment.
Okay, so the traditional approach is clearly broken. It forces you into this choice between performance and efficiency. But what if that's a false choice? Let's explore a fundamentally different, a much smarter way to think about your application resources.
Instead of just reacting to problems, what if you could proactively assure performance? What if you only paid for the exact resources your applications need, right when they need them? And what if you could unlock the true promise of the cloud, that elasticity, not through more manual effort, but through intelligent automation that actually understands your applications?
And this is exactly the challenge that IBM Turbonomic was built to solve. I love this quote from a director of cloud adoption. They said they had plenty of tools to tell them that they had a problem, but nothing that could give them the exact trustworthy action to fix it, or better yet, prevent it in the first place. That's the unique value Turbonomic delivers.
So how does Turbonomic deliver those trustworthy actions? It's not magic, believe me. It's a really powerful analytics engine that completely shifts the focus from just reactive monitoring to proactive, automated optimization. Okay, so it starts by taking your entire IT stack, from the applications all the way down to the physical hardware, and it models it as a market of buyers and sellers. Your applications are the buyers, and they're demanding resources like CPU and memory. The infrastructure, whether it's on-prem or in the cloud, are the sellers supplying those resources. Turbonomic's engine then runs this market constantly, matching demand with supply to find the perfect balance. And then, and this is the most important part, it generates the specific, automatable actions to get you there. This is the core shift right here. It takes all the guesswork and the manual toil away from your teams. So instead of people scrambling, trying to connect the dots between dozens of alerts, you have software making these complex, data-driven resourcing decisions continuously, 24/7.
And this isn't just for one little part of your environment. Turbonomic provides this intelligence across your entire hybrid stack. So in the public cloud, it's right-sizing your VMs and optimizing reserved instances. For your Kubernetes platforms, it's sizing containers perfectly and intelligently scaling your clusters. And back in your data center, it's making sure you have the right VM density and performance, helping you get the absolute most out of your hardware.
Now, what's really crucial is that Turbonomic doesn't ask you to rip and replace anything. It actually makes your existing tools better by integrating with the APM solutions you already use. It pulls in their performance data to make even smarter application-aware decisions, closing that loop from just having an insight to actually taking action.
Okay, that's the theory. But what about the results? Let's look at the actual, tangible performance gains and the incredible ROI that clients are achieving right now.
Let's take Croatia's IT agency. They were facing this massive, costly VMware licensing renewal. By using Turbonomic to safely increase the density of their environment and optimize resource usage, they cut their licensing costs by 30%. That is a huge, direct saving that kept a critical project on track and under budget.
Or look at this number. This represents over $1 million in annual savings achieved by our own IBM TechZone team. I mean, they manage a huge, complex, and super dynamic environment, And Turbonomic's automation is what makes it possible for them to do it all efficiently and cost-effectively.
And this is a really important point. IBM isn't just a seller of Turbonomic. We are one of its biggest and most demanding users. We call it being client zero, using our own technology to manage our global infrastructure. We prove its value every single day before we even think about bringing it to a client.
And just look at the scale of this automation in action. Within IBM's CIO organization, that's 45,000 automated actions a month. For IBM Consulting, it means reclaiming hundreds of CPUs. And for TechZone, over 300,000 actions. This just proves the platform's power across totally different kinds of workloads.
So, you're probably thinking, okay, that's great for IBM, but how can I see these results in my own environment? Well, the good news is there's a really simple, fast, and completely risk-free way to find out.
We offer a no-cost, low-effort proof of concept. And just to be clear, this isn't some generic demo. This is about connecting Turbonomic to your environment and showing you the exact actionable savings and performance improvements you can get based on your own data.
And when I say low effort, I really mean it. The entire process is just 3 one-hour virtual sessions. That's it. In the first hour, we handle scoping and setup. Then, after the platform analyzes your data, we get back together to discover all the value. The final hour is a readout of the specific ROI you can expect.
The benefits are crystal clear. You see immediate, tangible value in your own environment. You get a concrete ROI analysis with a minimal time commitment from your team. And again, there is absolutely no cost and no obligation. It's the most direct way to prove the value for yourself.
So are you ready to stop guessing and start optimizing? The ROI is already there, hiding in your environment. Let's go find it together.